Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So do me a favor before we dive into today's topics. If you end up enjoying the video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing. We are starting here with an interesting situation going on with a couple of multi-platform games, one of which is announcing their game is just flat out delayed indefinitely, and another basically saying that they're struggling with optimization for specifically the Xbox Series S. And the reason why I think this is relevant to PlayStation is because recently we just saw an entire situation unfold where Black Myth Wukong released on the PlayStation 5 but not on the Xbox consoles. And there was a whole situation where Sony was apparently being blamed for exclusivity, and certain individuals within the Xbox community were really trying to run with the notion that there was some kind of secret exclusivity deal, but it became abundantly clear that that wasn't the case. The game is just not ready to go on Xbox, and they have no idea when it's going to be or if it's going to be. But the game we're talking about here is Anatria: The Last Song. This game is coming out this month, and there seems to be a fair bit of excitement for it, but they had to say on their official Twitter account that they have an important update regarding the Xbox version and the physical versions. And basically what they said is that the game is delayed indefinitely on Xbox. Now, what's really interesting is a lot of people jump to the conclusion, understandably so, that it was due to the Series S. And there's an individual here that replies that goes by the name Boom or Mr. Boomstick. They say, "Sad news indeed. The Xbox community appreciates the update, though as you might expect, I will be skipping Anatria as it's skipping my preferred platform," and using the rolling eyes emoji. But the developer actually responded saying, "We really want to release the game on Xbox ASAP, but with the lack of communication on their side, it is a hard task indeed." And somebody asked for a bit of clarification on this, trying to figure out, like, is it optimization or is it just actual communication with Xbox? And they say here, communication with Xbox. The game works fine on the Series S and X, but we cannot go through the submission process, and they can take even 2 months to reply to us. So this turns out to be a pretty strange situation. The game apparently is running fine on those consoles, but for whatever reason, Microsoft is, not communicating with them. And so because of that, it's going to release on PlayStation, but not Microsoft's consoles, at least for right now. But on top of that, we have, coming from Shinobi602, Dune Awakening on the Xbox Series S will be a challenge, says Funcom. Quote, "It's one of the reasons we're coming out on PC first. There's a lot of optimizations we need to do before we release on the Xbox. But yeah, the Series S is a challenge." So we have basically a combination of, developers just flat out coming out and saying, yeah, the Series S is becoming a challenge, and developers saying, we just can't communicate with Xbox, they're not answering us, and so our game is delayed. I don't know what's going on right now with this situation, but what I do know on the PlayStation side of things is this is likely, just kind of indirectly helping out Sony, where these games are just kind of falling into their lap, where they're not being released on the Switch, they're not being released on the Xbox, even though they should be released on the Xbox. So I think it's going to be important to kind of pay attention to how this all unfolds, because we are at a point where the competition between Sony and Microsoft in the home console space is dwindling rapidly. It starts with Microsoft porting some of their games to PlayStation, and now we're starting to see developers begin to delay their games indefinitely or just not release their games on Xbox. And now we're beginning to see developers come out and just flat out admit that they're having a hard time with the Series S. So we'll see what comes of this. Moving on to the next topic, though, this is basically a PSA coming from Push Square, warning everybody that Astro Bot PS5 copies have leaked, so beware, watch out for spoilers. They say Astro Bot doesn't release until the 6th of September, but it would appear that physical copies of the game are already out in the wild. Various social media posts confirm that a handful of lucky fans have managed to track the PS5 title down, and some of them have actually been able to stream the game online through websites like Twitch. Naturally, this means that spoilers could be heading our way, so caution is advised. Now, I don't know that this is a game that's going to have like the biggest spoilers necessarily, but you know, there's no doubt in my mind that people want this game to be preserved for them, and they want to experience maybe some of the surprises, if not all of them, that are going to be on offer on their own when they play it. So I also just wanted to kind of relay this to you guys, letting you know that it is out there. Be careful if you're on social media. Beware of, potential Astro Bot spoilers. But moving on to the next topic, we're talking a little bit more about the PlayStation 5 Pro here. This is coming from WCCF Tech, where they say the PlayStation 5 Pro's performance is expected to be in the ballpark of the Radeon 7700 XT GPU, but with some improvements in ray tracing performance. This is according to a well-known leaker. Setting expectations in check, well-known AMD leaker Kepler revealed on X that the new console's performance is close to the 7700 XT in rasterization and slightly faster in ray tracing. This information falls in line with everything we've heard so far, as the console is said to bring a significant ray tracing performance improvement over the base model. With the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal supposedly getting closer and closer, more information on the console has begun to emerge, such as when we can expect the reveal, which is coming, in the next week and a half or so. And apparently the console, as we've talked about, is going to look very similar, almost identical to the PS5 Slim, just basically a bigger PS5 Slim. But we have another article here coming from PlayStation Lifestyle, where it says players debate whether the PS5 Pro would be a better deal than PC. As speculations about PS5 Pro's potentially hefty price tag circulate, an intense debate has ensued over console versus PC cost and specs. One side is of the view that it's impossible to build a decent PC in the same price as a console, while the other insists that they can build a PC capable of handling demanding games with used parts. It's been widely speculated that the PS5 Pro will cost somewhere between $600 and $700. Some folks claim that it's possible to build a PC that's on par with the console based on the specs that have leaked thus far within the same price range. But PC has a lot more uses than just playing games and allows a lot more freedom than a console. However, many have pointed out that given the price of PC components, building a rig capable of running modern AAA games efficiently will cost more than $700. In response to the used parts argument, PlayStation's own Mark Cerny previously pointed out that a used console is significantly cheaper than a PC made of used parts, so at the end of the day, the console still comes out to be cheaper. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say here when it comes to my own opinion. I just prefer console over PC, and I'm looking forward to the PS5 Pro, but I have been seeing a lot of people debating this, and so I guess I'm kind of interested to see what you guys have to say. What do you think about the argument that's going around right now and the debate? Is the PS5 Pro ultimately going to be a better deal than PC, or do you think PC, at the end of the day, is the better deal? Personally, I do think it really comes down to where you want to play. I mean, of course, price and saving money, these things are very important to most people, but I also think it just comes down to what you ultimately prefer, right? Like, do you prefer a console that's, just able to be plugged in and pretty much immediately start playing games and, kind of sitting back in your living room and playing them on your big screen TV? Or do you prefer the PC experience, with a keyboard and mouse and being able to use your PC for, a lot more than just gaming? I think it really does come down to preference, but still, I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say. But guys, that does it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.